All right, hello there. This is Antique Bible Exploration number 21, and we are still on page 5, but we're on the last column, the 3-column page, and we are at this point right here, if I can focus. Okay, the coin of Cyrenius, or, wait, not sure if it's Quirinus, recalls the mention of the census made for Caesar Augustus in Luke 2:2, when all the world was taxed, about the time of the birth of Jesus. The portrait shows a character in accord with the accounts given by historians of the of the cruel and inhuman exactions of the tax gatherers. Excuse me, I got an itch. Of that time. He was so detested that the Senate of Rome refused him the honors of a public funeral, although requested by the Emperor Tiberius. Herod Achilleus, 59 and 28. That's 58. This is 59, okay. Anyway, was ruler in Palestine when it is supposed Paul was at the foot of Gamaliel. Antipas governed Galilee and Perea, and Philip, 29, Trachonitis, Aranitis, and Batanea, period. Sorry. This is difficult reading. Forgive me. When Achilles was banished, Judea, etc., became a Roman province. Cappadocia, or Caponius, was procurator when Cyrenius was prefect. He was succeeded by Ambivius in 10 AD and Aeneas Rufus, 13 AD. Then Valerius Gratus, 14, and Pontius Pilate, 25. Marcellus, 35. Marullus, 37. And in 38, Agrippa I was made governor of Judea until 44. Then Cuspius, Fatus, Tiberius Alexander, 47, Felix, 52, and Festus, 60. Annas, 62, Albinus, 62, and the last one was Genius Florus in AD 65, who was the great cause of the first revolt. So that's kind of a pretty coin looking, that's not a bad looking coin there. All right, so the general policy of Augustus as to the government of Judea was advised by Maecenas to continue the prefect in office 3 or 5 years. Augustus died 14 AD after a reign of 57 years at the age of 77 and was succeeded by his adopted son Tiberius, son of his wife Livia, who was a less active and more luxurious ruler, and who adopted a new line of policy, which was to change the rulers of provinces as seldom as possible, so as to avoid plundering the people by new and hungry officials. In a reign of 22 years, he changed the procurator of Judea only once. The first procurator, Tiberius, was Valerius Gratus, under Tiberius, was Varius Gratus, in whose time Joseph, also called Caiaphas, was made high priest. After ruling 11 years, he made way for Pontius Pilate in the 7th year of whose rule, in 33 AD, April 2nd, the gospel narrative makes Jesus of Nazareth appear before him for the trial before crucifixion. Recent discoveries have enabled the student to follow the entire history of that age from one ruler to another, with nearly every detail supplied from antiquity. I tend to forget as I'm reading this that this was written in the 1800s. So yesterday when I was talking about the coins only being worth 10 to 50 bucks, that was in the 1800s, and 10 to 50 bucks in the 1800s was worth a lot more than 10 to 50 bucks now. So bear that in mind. At first I was kind of annoyed and bored with this. And to be quite honest, this is so detailed that there's no way I'm going to remember all this stuff. But it's kind of cool to have this much detailed information to refer back to. Can you imagine, growing up in a one-room school, country school, and having this big, giant book as a textbook to learn history and Christianity and arithmetic and spelling and grammar as you go. Some science in there too. I don't know. It's just kind of fascinating to think about. All right, well, I'm going to leave off there for today. We're now on to page 6, and God willing, we'll pick that up tomorrow. Pray for me, a sinner. Over and out.